Happy St. George's Day. To my English viewers, Happy St. George's Day. I want to talk a little bit about this issue because it's something that produces quite a lot of debate, certainly a lot more debate than St. Patrick's Day, St. David's Day, St. Andrew's Day, which are the respective national days of the British home nations. St. Patrick's Day obviously for Ireland, the whole of Ireland, North and South. Republic of Ireland's an independent country, in case you're wondering. St. David's Day for Wales and St. Andrew's Day for Scotland. Now today, 23rd of April, is St. George's Day, which is the sort of national day for England. However, in recent years there's been a lot of debate about this because there's a very widespread feeling among English people that they're not allowed to celebrate, or that the day's been hijacked by political correctness because they're concerned with being branded racist if they fly the flag. I have a few things I want to say about this. Firstly, I think there was a time when there was some sensitivity around that, and there was some political correctness around it, whereby there were far-right groups like the BNP, the EDL and so on that were using the English flag in a lot of their demos and so on, so it did get associated with that. By the way, if you're from another country, the English flag is a red cross, the cross of St. George with a white background. So there was a bit of sensitivity, I'd say about 10 years ago. However, in recent years, this idea that it's not celebrated is an exaggeration. I see quite a lot of celebrations for St. George's Day. I remember being in Bristol a few years ago, and there was a sort of public display of St. George and the Dragon, sort of medieval type display. No one complained. There was no council told them to bring it down. No one was offended. So I think there's a lot of paranoia around this subject from English neo-nationalists who have it in their head that people are stopping them from celebrating. I'm Northern Irish, and I'm telling you, if you're English, enjoy your day, have a good time, enjoy yourself. I don't care. I'm certainly not offended. Enjoy yourself. But there is paranoia around this because no one is stopping you from doing that. Now, if there's a clear example of a council saying don't fly the English flag, I condemn that. I think it's ridiculous, and I don't think the far right should be allowed to claim any flag. But I also think this is hugely exaggerated. I think they've been reading the tabloid press and they're believing everything they hear and what the Sun or the Express or the Mail says. Those papers distort information. They'll take one incident and then use that to pretend it's a whole thing. To give you an example, you might have a situation where one councillor in one city has said something about it being offensive. Now, a paper like the Daily Mail will plaster that all over their cover as if to imply it's the whole story, when it really isn't. And it's one reason why I hate the tabloid press, because of their distorting nature. Another thing about St. George's Day, I'm all for England having a national day, but I do question why St. George. St. George is quite an obscure figure. He was a Roman centurion born in Asia Minor, which is now Turkey. He has almost no connections to England, so I've never quite understood why that's been adopted. It could be because during the Crusades he was seen as representative, sort of a typical chivalric knight or something like that. I'm not really sure, but I do know that he has very little connections to England. So I think it would be much more appropriate calling this Shakespeare's Day. Happy Shakespeare's Day. This is April the 23rd. It's the day Shakespeare died and was born. He died on his birthday. And as England's greatest playwright and as one of the most influential writers in human history, surely Shakespeare is a good representation of England, because after all he modernised the English language. He is basically, Shakespeare is a personification of the English language in some ways. So surely someone like Shakespeare would be much better for representing the national day. And I suggest that we use Shakespeare as the national day for England. But really, people saying, oh, we're forbidden to celebrate, it's a lot of rubbish. No one's forbidding you to celebrate. Okay, hang out your flag, enjoy English ales, whatever, have a good time. But there's a lot of paranoia around the subject. I'm non-English and I'm not offended. And most of the people I know who aren't even British They wouldn't care. In fact, they'd probably be interested in wish you all the best for a happy day. So really, there's a lot of exaggeration around this subject. If you're English, enjoy your day. No one's stopping you.